want kind of answered. I'll go back to it then. When one is destroyed, does the next go forward? This is me. This is Schumpeter's model we're talking about right here. So I'm going to address this as an overall, as Joseph Schumpeter's creative destruction, right?
About the next one too, that has the economy model
Yes.
needed to be actually.
Yeah, exactly.
I did the whole page. Yeah.
Good.
Which is describing Schumpeter's model.
Yes,
how it works
that's
today
next.
and explaining.
I actually wrote this book in a logical order.
That's why the pages are. That's why we did that. I don't know if you knew that.
Did Rich actually read this?
Rich read the book 5 times.
What do you think?
I should probably cut the camera down.
That's all right.
He it's the same thing with the documentary. He wanted you to explain it more
In
instead
depth,
of
yeah.
pushed him to other research, because he wanted you to prove it, not
Yep.
him to go do the research, which I think
Absolutely.
was more the mentality of the book, which
Yeah.
is why books work, because
That's
you go
what-
read that.
yes,
you get
that's-
one,
Yeah,
but the documentary won't work like that.
I
Because
agree.
They won't stop the film
Right.
and go look.
And if they do, we lost them.
Yeah, which is why we're talking about it. But
Yeah.
Doug, I mean, wouldn't have.
But that's when we interject facts from other areas.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. But wouldn't have, spent all this time if not loved it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you did.
So,
I actually wanted to say it sucked.
What?
I kind of wanted to say it sucked so I could find out why.
yeah. He said something too.
This idiot. What a moron.
I might have had to cut out one part when he talked about vaccines.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
He seemed a little.
Everybody.
He seemed a little.
Because they're not really understanding what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the vaccine.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the preservative. And as soon as I explained that to my friend Steven Blumenstock,
Oh.
he got it instantly because he's a businessman. I said, I'm not talking about the vaccines. The vaccines are wonderful.
Mhm.
It's the preservative they put in, the thimerosal, to make sure the shelf life so that the vaccines didn't go bad so they could still sell them. I'm not talking about the vaccines.
No, I feel it. When it's vaccine, anti-vax
I'm with,
buzzwords too
right.
hard for the documentary too.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm really talking, when I talk about this, I'm talking about the monetization of the health of a society and how that hurt people because they put that more importantly over curing the disease. And that's what I'm talking about, not the vaccine.
Yeah. All right.
It's
So
tough. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it, and then we're done.
Hold on one
So,
second. Yeah, I think so. Wouldn't be.
we're just gonna meet at Christmas.
Yeah.
It'll be like the end of next summer before we finish shooting you.
I would love to sit down a little bit and just chop some shit up and see how it's going.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Well, I mean, we only have the first 20.
Yeah, but okay.
20 questions, but we'll have the beginning base of the thing. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. But it's,
We'll probably have the first 20 minutes.
maybe the first 5.
You're tight.
Yeah.
No, you can't have the first 5 from all this.
You have 5 minutes, maybe.
No, you do not.
But it's hard to bake the cake with all the ingredients. But
Yeah.
but chop away, and that's why I'm not gonna do anything. I'm only gonna.
What you do is you take spoonfuls of the ingredients and you make a smaller cake to see if when put together do they taste right.
Yeah, but again, we can't even do that because without the ending, we have no.
Yeah.
We're missing part. We're like that oregano tastes good.
Yeah.
So thus mixing it with the
little
tomato.
bit. Yeah.
Oh, the tomato tastes good, but it's still not a marinara.
Okay. Ready? Let's go with this one.
Go. No.
Okay. One of the most interesting theories that I've come across in researching this area has been Joseph Schumpeter's creative destruction. This is a very old economic theory. Of all places, I saw it on The West Wing, my favorite writer, Aaron Sorkin. In a discussion, I'd never heard of it before. I went and I researched it. And it's all about the sense that when a new product, new way of performing a service, a new emergence of economy comes on the scene, it destroys the previous one. Buggy whips, horses, cars. It completely changed the landscape of the country. Typing, writing, computers. Radio, performance, television. Well, a great example is right there. Do we think that television has created more jobs than ever before? in the sense of radio? Yes, because radio didn't go away completely, but tremendously overshadowed. Take it a step further. Did the internet and the web destroy television? Yes, it has. It has fragmented that market space so dramatically that the traditional worker doesn't really know what to do. So, what came about? What came about are many, many different groups now who work behind the scenes to create and produce video at different levels. What was the hour show became the half-hour show, became now online the 3-minute show, became Funny or Die, became the smallest episodes where they're in 3-minute cuts. So does creative destruction affect analog? Yes. In the traditional sense of going from newspapers to magazines to even smaller versions of print. Does it affect even a sense of ephemeral television, where you're broadcast live that night as the older shows were done? Yes, because as we went to VCR, as we went to tape, beta, that changed the marketplace. Now that also rippled in to how you sell the ads, how you sell the product on these shows. Because now you could kind of figure out when and where and pre-sell. Because you can store the show, you can make sure that show is played at certain time frames, you can move around slots. Much easier today than you ever could. So in the sense of entertainment and publishing, creative destruction has had many effects. How about in the sense of information? Obviously, the way stock market works, the way finances work, the way financial planners work today. Because of new technologies, many jobs are gone in the sense of just accounting. What one computer program can project today took accountants 10 days to do. Education seems to be holding on, but taking quite a beating. So in these 4 areas of education, information, entertainment, and promotion, Schumpeter's creative destruction has had quite the effect. And today is just starting to help them reform and evolve into new versions of themselves. So the destruction, dropping that big rock in a pond, created some crazy ripples. And as I've said before, it may not be the right thing to do to move the pieces back in the pond to where they were, because the rocks keep dropping in. It wasn't a one-time thing. The first rock sent the waves. Now the second, third, and 10th rock is coming. So we're still adjusting to this destruction. Ow!
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
How this working today? Right, we hit that. I feel
Yeah.
there was an iTunes model versus the CD model. I feel that was record
Let me see.
Spotify.
All right. Yes, that was there.
Okay.
Do me a favor. I want to do. Hold on. I think we do that and we're done.
Which one?
The iTunes versus CD. There's a bigger story behind that.
Okay.
And I think we're done. Elaborate on the first world switch from a raw base to raw. That kind of is combined with the iTunes and CD.
So you want to give me that?
Yes, and then we're done at 25.
Well, 25 has.
Yeah, I'm saying both of them go together.
Well, let's end with 23 with that, because 25
fine by
also
me.
has the graph that we've talked about,
Sure.
and then building a user will be really where we start next time.
Yes, fine by me.
All right.
Dude, want to start end with this? You're saying?
Yeah. So give me the
Give me
iTunes, the bigger model story, and then we'll call
Okay.
it.
All right.
Oh, can you also move that mic in front of me?
Oh Jesus! But you're picking me up.
Well, I mean, this is the best audio,
Yeah.
and that's really good, and that's okay, and that's fail safe. So whatever.
Okay.
We'll have to redo it. So.
Yeah. No. The typical example of analog and digital economic models I have always used in class and in discussions is the iTunes versus the CD model. The virtual online purchasing or sharing of music versus actually purchasing the CD or the album. Now, here's where it gets a little fun. And one of my students and later colleagues said to me, "You should have been a C-level executive because you understand this." I